Live from McDonough Park in Geneva, New York, it's time for Elmira Pioneers baseball as tonight the Pios hit Route 14 and take the road trip up to Geneva to take on the Red Wings for the second time this season, but the first full game for the Elmira Pioneers. Good evening, everybody. For the Pioneers Baseball Network, I'm Farrell Hudson. We'll have your pregame and live coverage as the Pioneers look to salvage their second victory in 3 ball games. They split a twin-billed doubleheader yesterday with the Batavia Muck Dogs at home, and in Game 1, it was a really strong game for the Pioneers. They got a start from Owen Hoyt, who made his season debut. The product out of the University of Oswego and left-hander was phenomenal for the Pioneers. Went 6 innings, allowing only 1 run, no earned runs on 3 hits while walking 2 and striking out 5, which then gave way to Casey Julkowski for the Pioneers, who made his second relief appearance of the season, and he was dominant. A 1-2-3 sit him down top of the 7th inning, including a strikeout of the 5-hitter Jackson Inman, who was kept off the board in Game 1. Pioneers doing everything right in that ball game, and then you turn it over to Game 2, and that's when the floodgates started to open. 15 walks by Pioneers pitching. They send 5 out to the mound. Not the greatest evening for Brendan Hayes. Went 2 2/3 of an inning on the mound. 5 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The hit batsman also an issue for the Pioneers last night too, but when all was said and done, happy to take at least one game. Once again, that was a makeup from last Friday's doubleheader that the Pioneers played in Game 1 yesterday and then played Game 2 later that evening. So still a lot of baseball to be played. Only the 7th game of the season for the Pioneers. We know that the weather has been a bit of an issue for Elmira, as it has, frankly, the rest of the league. And so far, besides the Amsterdam Mohawks, who are clear and by far right now the best team in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, out to a 10-1 beginning in 11 games. You know what they're about. A lot of room to make up ground for the Pioneers. Last night, should they had been able to take home a victory, you would have been at a 3-3 record with Batavia, who entered yesterday in the PGCBL West Division in second place. They would have been 5-5 instead. Batavia advances to 6-4. Elmira drops to 2-4, but you're going up against a Geneva Red Wings team this evening that has not had themselves the greatest time so far to begin this season. An 0-7 record, a collective 197 team batting average, as right now both managers finish talking over with our plate and field umpire for the evening, Andy Drum, the manager for the Pioneers. We'll get to Drum in a moment, and Thomas Eaton, the manager of the Geneva Red Wings. Eaton bringing 10 players over from last summer's affiliation, in which he had just up the road with the Rochester Ridgemen of the New York Collegiate Baseball League, a Rochester team that finished in 4th place in the New York Collegiate Baseball League Eastern Division in the regular season in 2024, got to the second round of the playoffs, and ultimately ended up losing to Mike Martinez's NYCBL championship winning Syracuse Saltcats. Pioneers saw the Saltcats in an interleague game, 7-inning matchup from Dunfield this past Thursday night, where Syracuse, with a 7-run 6th inning, won the ball game 11-8. The good news for the Pioneers, though, is they were down in Game 2 yesterday 11-2, but they were never out of it. The bottom of the 5th inning might have been one of the craziest baseball innings that I've ever seen, a lot of people have ever seen. 11 batters for the Pioneers came to the plate. Not one hit, but the Pios score 5 runs, only an error, too. That's how many walks there were in the bottom half of the 5th inning. There were 6 walks alone, including 2 hit batsmen, and an E8 when Dylan Fadovich lined to center field, and it was misplayed by the center fielder Brian Fry. You want to talk about Brian Fry? He had a really good ball game against Pioneers pitching last night. The Batavia center fielder, 5 RBIs in the ball game, 4 RBIs just off of 2 doubles alone, reached base in 3 of 5 plate appearances, was productive in 4 of them, besides just 1 strikeout. So the Pioneers, for the most part yesterday, doing a good job, at least in game number 1. Game 2, they show a lot of fight, but ultimately come up short. And the issue with the Pioneers is they gave Batavia a lot of free passes last night. You can't do that against a team that bats .323 overall, which came in second in the PGCBL Western Division behind Newark yesterday. But the Pioneers flipped the script. Today you come up to Geneva. You never want to take any opponent lightly. You cannot in the sport of baseball. This is quite the humbling sport, and a sport of failure we see so often. You know Geneva is going to be out for blood for their first victory today. They had a 5-0 lead last night out in Jamestown, ultimately ended up losing to the Tarp Skunks. So for the Pioneers, they have to be careful tonight, and they're going to send out a starting lineup that you see eerily similar to what you saw in some of the games yesterday, but this is another unique lineup combination, the 6th unique lineup combination utilized so far by manager Andrew Drum. And Andy Drum yesterday, in his 5th season at the helm of the Elmira Pioneers organization, achieved his 100th collegiate win. Just such a humble guy and a consummate professional. Great to see him reach that yesterday in game number 1 of that doubleheader. Pioneers lineup tonight will be Dylan Fatovich, the center fielder, to lead things off. TJ Grimesti in right field will bat second. John Simmons, the third baseman, will bat third. Anthony Manganello, the extra hitter, he'll do the cleanup. Liam O'Neill at shortstop will bat fifth. Brandon Dowbeck doing the catching, second-year Pioneer out of Lafayette College. He'll bat sixth. Sam Gettinger out of Stonehill will bat seventh and play first base. Vincent Favada in left field will bat eighth. Tanner Carranza, the designated hitter, will bat ninth. And rounding out the batting order for your Pioneers is Jacob Moniz at second base. Elmira lining up down the third base line. Geneva now getting their introductions. They'll take the field. This is a Geneva team that can have some power. They can have some pop, some speed. You got players like Zach Banks, who's just a freak athlete. He can really put a charge into some baseballs in the gap. Great speed once he's on the bases. He's in the designated hitter role tonight, leading off for Geneva, so don't let 0-7 fool you. There's a lot of good additions for this Geneva team. You look at Jaden Madrid, a Region 3 Defensive Player of the Year at Herkimer County Community College, just up the road in Herkimer this year. What a year it was for him. So tonight, you're going to have to treat this game like you would any other game. It's a game to win for the Pioneers, and they can't fall behind tonight because tomorrow you have a very, very good Niagara Falls Americans team coming in. Again, nothing is said and done yet. You're only about less than a quarter of a way through the PGCBL summer season, but the Pioneers at 2-4 right now. Niagara Falls coming in tomorrow afternoon at 6-1. So a quick turnaround time. Pioneers need to take care of business tonight. Geneva is still being introduced as Thomas Eaton and the rest of the team now will come out, and we'll take a brief break for the national anthem. So the national anthem has concluded. Geneva has taken the field behind their starting pitcher in the ballgame, Michael Bokus. Bokus taking the mound for Geneva, the junior right-hander out of Franklin Pierce University. As he gets set to take his warm-up tosses, we'll take a look at the Geneva defense, left to right in the outfield. It's Braden Freeman, Dylan Wolfson, and Jack Turner. Left to right in the infield, Aiken Santana, Chase Fogg, Christian Bermudez, and over at first base is Brock Ranneman. Behind the plate is Zane Barron catching Bokus. Bokus, 16 games on the season, pitched 29 innings total for Franklin Pierce. 26 strikeouts, a win, 2 saves. So he's got some pretty good experience this year at Franklin Pierce. Teammates with the Pioneers, Shane Starr. You've seen Shane in left field, but tonight he'll have the night off. Bit of a interesting combination with Garrett Rochon taking the mound for the Pios tonight. You're going to have Brandon Dowbeck behind the plate. Pioneers rotating 3 or 4 catchers into the mix. You've had Brandon Dowbeck, Carl Wagner, who started the nightcap of the day-night doubleheader yesterday. You've also had TJ Grimesti. He's got quite the arm. Just a freak athlete with speed all around. out of Florida Atlantic University. He's been unbelievable so far for the Pioneers this season. A homer, 6 RBIs, continues to pile on the hits, batting north of .630. He's made quite the addition. He gets bumped up from the number 3 spot in the lineup to the number 2 spot. John Simmons will play third base tonight for the Pioneers for a second consecutive ball game. Simmons rocketing a triple to lead things off in the bottom of the second last night. Reached base in 2 of 4 plate appearances, 1 for 3, also with a sac fly, and came around to score. This is a Pioneers lineup that is certainly capable of achieving a lot of offensive production. You've seen it in spades so far to begin this year, but the good news is entering yesterday's ball game, Pioneers only 30 strikeouts in 4 games. You equate that to a 10-game total, and you're looking at about a 75 strikeout pace, which is south of even where the Amsterdam Mohawks are. So lack of contact, certainly not an issue for the Pioneers, and they'll hope that they'll have a lot of hard contact tonight. So here comes Dylan Fanovich, the lefty swinger from the University of North Florida at Jacksonville. Bocas is ready from the right side of the rubber, kicks and fires. First offering of the ball game is a letter-high fastball. Dylan takes for a called strike 1. Pioneers enter tonight's ball game 2-4, 5.5 games back total in the PGCBL. Fanovich, a high pop-up behind third base. Settling under it is Aiken Santana. The call on the catch. 2 pitches, 1 out in the top of the first. So that'll bring up TJ Grimesti. Grimesti served as the EH in last night's ball game for Elmira. Went 0 for 3, reached base once. It was in the bottom of the 5th. He came around to score. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch from the right-hander Bocas. Catches the outer third for a called strike. Just underway here in the top of the first inning in Geneva. Second matchup of the season between the Pioneers and the Red Wings. 0-1 offering. Fastball misses high and away. 1 ball on the strike. Bocas working out of the windup. Kicks and delivers. 1-1 offering. Misses low and away. 2 balls and a strike to Grimesti. Talked about the impact of TJ Grimesti so far. An .800 slugging percentage. A homer and 6 RBIs. 2-1. And TJ watches the breaking ball outside. In 5 games, 8 hits across 15 at-bats. Batting .632. Leads the team for all Pioneers who have played over 3 games as he rockets one down the left field line, foul up against the Pioneers bullpen, out of play, and it's a full count to the right-handed hitting right fielder for Elmira with the bases empty and 1 out. Pioneers hoping that third time is the charm on the road. They've lost both 2 road games so far to Batavia on May 31st and Auburn 10-5 last Saturday night. Payoff pitch, and it nails Grimesti up on the left shoulder. TJ, frustrated, tosses the bat ferociously back towards the Pios dugout. He's aboard with 1 out. And the frustrating part for Grimesti is he's been getting hit by some pitches. Got plunked in the first game yesterday. Gets pitched inside, obviously unintentional there, but fastball running high and in tight. TJ's aboard. Not the most comfortable way to get on first. And with 1 out, a line drive for ground ball single into right field from John Simmons. So John remains hot. Liberty University infielder with a single. Pios are set up first and second with 1 out in the top of the first. First hit of the ball game for the Pios. They had 5 hits in game 2 last night. Very unconventional. 8 runs on 5 hits. You go back to game 1, though. They were peppering the baseball all over the diamond. 11 hits through 6 innings. Here's lefty swing Anthony Manganello. Watches a fastball high and away. 1-0 the count with 1 out. Grimesti leads off a second. Simmons leads off a first. Scoreless game just underway in Geneva. Manganello's started in one game for the Pioneers and registered 2 hits. Grounds this one to shortstop. Fogg is going to step on the bag. One on to first. It's in time. So Fogg, 6-3, gets the Pioneers out of the top of the first inning. So for the Pioneers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they strand 2 runners on base. We've played a half an inning, no score in Geneva. Here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to McDonough Park as we get you set for the bottom of the first inning. Pioneers have taken the field behind their right-handed starter, Garrett Rochon. Garrett making his 3rd appearance of the season, 0-1 with a 5.79 ERA. He'll go up against a Geneva lineup that consists of Zach Banks, the designated hitter, to lead it off. Chase Fogg at shortstop. You saw him turn the double play there. He'll bat second. Jack Turner in right field will bat third. Aiken Santana manning the hot corner. He'll do the cleanup tonight. Elijah Benton is the extra hitter. He'll bat fifth. Braden Freeman in left field will bat sixth. Zane Barron, the catcher, bats seventh. Brock Ranneman at first base will bat eighth. Christian Bermudez, you saw him in the lineup last Sunday against the Pioneers. He'll bat ninth and play second. And rounding out the batting order for the Red Wings is Dylan Wolson. Let's check out the defensive alignment for the Pioneers. Left to right in the outfield. Vinny Favada in left. Dylan Fatovich in center. TJ Grimesti in right. Left to right in the infield. John Simmons getting his second consecutive start at third base. Liam O'Neill at the shortstop position. Jacob Moniz at second. Sam Gettinger at first. Brandon Dowbeck doing the catching. For the righty, Garrett Rochon comes set and delivers the first offering of the ball game. Is an inside corner fastball for a called strike. It's the lefty hitting Zach Banks. Rochon delivers, just misses at the top of the zone. A ball high, 1-1. Rochon comes set from the right side of the rubber and banks a high fly ball deep to right field. Down the line towards the corner, it'll go foul. So a long strike two. For Banks on the season, a .333 batting average. Behind in the count though, 1-2 with nobody out. No score between the Pioneers and Red Wings here in the bottom of the first. Rochon comes set, fires, swing and a miss. Fastball blows it by him for out number one. So here comes Chase Fogg. Fogg through 3 starts on the season, batting .111. 3 hits and 1 RBI. Righty on righty matchup. Rochon comes set, kicks, and fires. And the breaking ball in there for a called strike. A 1 from Roshan, and the breaking ball misses low and away. 1-1 the count. Fogg appeared in 21 games for the Queen's University of Charlotte this season, collecting 5 hits and 2 RBIs. Roshan fires, and the fastball misses high. 2-1 the count. Roshan's 2-1. Fastball inside to Fogg. 3 balls and a strike. So 8 pitches in the ball game so far for Roshan. 4 balls and 4 strikes. It'll be a 3-1 with the bases empty and 1 out. Roshan misses high and in tight with a fastball. First free pass of the ball game. Something the Pioneers are going to have to keep an eye on. Issuing 15 last night across 7 innings against Batavia in Game 2. And what ultimately ended up being a 15-8 loss to the Muck Dogs. 40% of walks in an inning typically come around to score, and ironically enough, the amount of walks the Pioneers gave Batavia are the amount of runs they were able to score. So with 1 out and the speedy Fogg off of first base, it'll be the right fielder Jack Turner. Righty-on-righty matchup against Roshan. Short lead for Fogg off of first, in the first offering from Roshan to the right-handed hitting Turner is fouled back to the screen, 0-1. Turner on the season, batting .235. As Roshan a turn and an attempted fire. A 1 with 1 out. Fastball misses away as Fogg really jumped out to a lead there. Off of the first base bag. You can hear one of the Pioneers infielders say, hey, runner. They thought Fogg was taken off. Just galloped out to a big lead and said 1 ball and 1 strike the count. To Turner with 1 out. And the breaking ball smacked deep to center field. Going back on his horse is Fatovich. Settles under it deep in the right center field gap, and he'll put it away for out number 2. So a good piece on Roshan's breaking ball from the right fielder, Jack Turner. He flies it deep to center field, but with 2 outs and Fogg off of first, Aiken Santana will come to the dish for Geneva. Santana, one of 2 Red Wings from Embry-Riddle University, teammates with Zach Banks, also spending time for Thomas Eaton's Rochester Ridgemen last summer. Santana last season named an NYCBL All-Star, tied for the league lead in triples. Runner takes off, fastball outside, strike, throw to second base from Dowbeck, just not in time. Fogg gets in ahead of the tag. Pioneers thought they had him. Jacob Moniz puts his head up in the air, a little bit surprised with the call. So 1-1 the count with 2 outs. A great throw nonetheless from Dowbeck, who hasn't gotten much time behind the plate so far for the Pioneers. And he threw a laser right to the perfect side of the bag. Nonetheless, Fogg will lead off a second. Runner in scoring position for Santana. And now Dowbeck's going to come out to the mound and briefly talk things over with Roshan. Santana already 6 hits through 5 starts, 6 ball games, batting .353. OPS at .782. Righty-on-righty matchup with Fogg creeping off a second. Roshan delivers. Santana spanks it foul out of play, 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Pioneers got a hit in the top of the first. They had 2 runners on, as he had the speedy TJ Grimesti on second. John Simmons, who singled, reaching base for the second consecutive ball game, but then a double play off the bat of Anthony Manganello nullified the Pioneers' rally. Fogg takes off for third. Strike 3 is called, so it's a moot point. Santana having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Won't matter, though, as the Pioneers get out of the bottom of the first inning unscathed. 2 Ks, 1 swinging and one looking. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner stranded on base. Let's take it to the second. No score between Geneva and Elmira here on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to McDonough Park as we get you set for the top of the second inning. No score between your Elmira Pioneers and the Geneva Red Wings. One hit for the Pios in the first inning, but Michael Bocas gets out of it unscathed for Geneva. Now he'll go up against the 5, 6, and 7 in the Elmira order. It's Liam O'Neill, the shortstop, digging in from the right side to lead things off. Bocas kicks and fires from the right side of the rubber. Misses high and in tight with a fastball. Want to know the count to Liam. It'll be O'Neill, followed by the catcher Brandon Dowbeck and Sam Gettinger, the first baseman. Bocas, a tall wind and fire, outside corner fastball for a called strike. Liam on the season batting .125 through 8 at-bats, 3 games. A hit and an RBI. Swings and misses through the next offering. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out. Here's the 1-2. Outside corner fastball. O'Neill takes for a called strike 3. Brief conversation with the home plate umpire as he departs for the first out of the inning. It's the first strikeout of the ball game for Michael Bocas. So with 1 out and the bases empty, that'll bring up Brandon Dowbeck, the catcher. Righty on righty matchup with Bocas. Comes set, kicks and fires. Fastball misses high to Dowbeck, 1-0. Only 4 plate appearances so far on the season for the Pioneers' second-year catcher out of Lafayette College. Waits the 1-0 offering. Inside with a fastball missing to Dowbeck is Bocas, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses inside at the knees to Dowbeck. 3 balls and no strikes, the count. With 1 out, top of the second inning of a scoreless game. Pioneers looking to reach base for the second consecutive inning. And missing high and away with a fastball is Bocas. A 4-pitch walk to the catcher Dowbeck. So the first walk of the ball game issued by Bocas. He plunked TJ Grimesti in the top of the first, so 2 free passes through the opening inning and a third. And that'll bring up the righty hitter in Sam Gettinger, first baseman out of Stonehill College. Digs in from the right side against Bocas. Medium-sized lead off at first for Dowbeck with 1 out. Bocas kicks and fires. Fastball misses in the left-hander's batter's box. A ball and no strikes. Gettinger batting .182 through 11 at-bats so far on the season. 2 hits and an RBI. 1-0 coming with 1 out. And the breaking ball catches the outside corner for a called strike one. Focus along. Peer in. Shakes off a couple signs from his catcher, Barron. Now will come set right side of the rubber. Dalbeck with a medium-sized lead off of first. 1-1 pitch. Outside to Gettinger, 2-1. Gettinger getting some time at first base for the Pioneers, along with Michael Palmer, Cooper Smith. Rotating wheel of infielders for the Pioneers so far. Swings and misses through the outer half heater from Bocas. 2-2 the count. Pioneers looking to get back in the win column following a disappointing 15-8 loss to Batavia in the back end of the doubleheader last night. Pioneers won 2 in a row following what was a tough 0-3 start for them. This one fouled off by Gettinger to stay alive. The count 2-2 with one out. Bocas working out of the stretch position. Dubeck increases his lead. 2-2. Missing outside with a fastball in the dirt and a beautiful backhanded pick from Zane Barron, who kept Dalbeck from advancing into scoring position. So it'll be a full count with one out to the righty hitting Gettinger. Bocas comes set right side of the rubber. Kicks and delivers, and the payoff pitch misses. Well and away with a fastball. 2 on for the Pioneers with one out. So 2 consecutive walks with one out, and the Pioneers will have Vincent Favada, the left fielder out of Syosset, New York, to come to the plate. Favada on the season still searching for his first hit. 2 at-bats through 1 game for him so far. Bocas comes set. Dubeck off a second. Gettinger off a first with one out. Outfield at medium depth, missing outside, is Bocas. A ball and no strikes. Bocas next offering. Fouled off the end of the bat by Favada towards the Geneva dugout. 1-1. Just underway in Geneva in the top of the second inning. No score. Pioneers looking to be the first to break through. Bocas, a stare at Dubeck off a second. With one out. 1-1 offering. Catches the outside corner at the knees to Favada for a called strike 2. Vinny shaking his head no. A walk and a hit batsman for Favada, who does so far have himself a 500 on base percentage. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses off the outside corner. 2-2 the count to Favada with one out. Middle infield at double play depth. Santana about 10 feet behind the bag and 5 feet to the left of third. Outfield's at medium depth. Behind the bag at first is Ratterman. 2-2 with one out, and Favada, a swing and a miss. He was ahead of the breaking ball. Beautifully executed over the outer half from Michael Bocas for his second strikeout of the ball game. And with 2 outs and 2 ducks on the pond, here comes the Pioneers' designated hitter. It's Tanner Carranza out of Mexico State College, still searching for his first hit of the season through 3 at-bats in 1 game. Has not reached base yet. With 2 outs, Bocas' first offering misses off the inside corner. 1-0. Misses off the inner half. 2-0. Pioneers being disciplined so far on the inner half of the plate. Bocas not being afraid to attempt to execute the fastball over the inner half. Pioneers not biting so far. Next offering, swing and a miss. Carranza cutting through the heat at the knees, 2-1. Pioneers had 2 runners on at the top of the first with 1 out. Were unable to execute. 6-3 double play off the bat of Anthony Manganello to the shortstop Chase Fogg. Here in the top of the second, O'Neill led off the inning with a strikeout looking, 2 consecutive walks to the catcher Dubek and the first baseman Gettinger. Now with 2 outs, the fastball misses away from Bocas. 3 balls and a strike the count. After Carranza, it'll be Jacob Moniz to round out the batting order for the Pios this evening. Good hitters count for Carranza. The 3-1 launches a fastball inside, or he gets plunked rather, so the bases are loaded with 2 outs. As Dubek goes to third, Gettinger to second, Carranza will be off of first, and here comes Jacob Moniz. Moniz, a strong start so far in a Pios uniform. Through 6 at-bats in 2 games. Scored a run, 2 hits, and an RBI. He'll look to bring home a couple here for the Pios. No score, bases juiced for the visitors in the top of the second. Bocas comes set right side of the rubber, working from the windup, kicks and fires. Fastball outside corner, called strike to Moniz. Bocas sets, winds and fires. Breaking ball catches the outer half, called strike 2. So a good fastball slider combination from Bocas there. 2 outs. Pioneers hoping not to strand the 3 on right now. Just missing off the plate with a breaking ball is Bocas. 1-2 the count. After Moniz, it'll be back to the top of the batting order for the Pios and Dylan Fatovich. One, 2 with 2 outs. Moniz, a high pop-up first base side, will go behind the Red Wings dugout. Giving it a look is Ratterman, but it's out of play. So we'll do the 1-2 again. So 1-2 the count. Bocas kicks and fires. Moniz on the ground to the shortstop Fogg, who sets, throws across the diamond in time to retire the Pioneers in the top of the second inning. For Elmira, no runs and no hits, no errors. They strand 3 on base. We'll take it to the bottom of the second. No score in Geneva here on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning from McDonough Park. No score between the Pioneers and the Red Wings. A lingering issue for Elmira continues to be leaving runners on base. The recurring theme has repeated itself in tonight's ball game so far. No runs have come in to score. 11 Pioneers batters have come to the plate. They've stranded 5 runners on base, but the good news is Garrett Rochon doing his job at the bottom of the first inning for the Pios. Struck out Zach Banks, a very dangerous designated hitter, to lead off the game, swinging. Besides the Chase Fogg walk, got Jack Turner to fly out to deep right center, and then struck out Aiken Santana looking. So that's where we stand. No score for the Pioneers and Red Wings. No runs on 1 hit, no errors for Elmira. No runs on no hits, and no errors for Geneva. Here's Elijah Benton, who takes a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Benton inserting himself in the extra hitter role tonight. It'll be Benton followed by Freeman and the catcher, Zane Barron, to come to the plate against the righty Rochon here in the bottom of the second. Garrett misses high and outside with a fastball. 1-1 the count to Benton. For Benton, he pops this one up. Behind second base, Jacob Mona is now the shortstop. O'Neill calls at the second base position, takes it himself for the first out of the bottom of the second. So the play goes P6 as O'Neill puts it away, but it was Monas' pop-up to handle as he jokingly chats with his fellow middle infield counterpart, Liam O'Neill. The base is empty with 1 out for the left-handed hitting swinging Braden Freeman. Rochon kicks and fires. Fastball misses high to Freeman, 1-0. Freeman started in 4 games, batting .154 on the season. Watches the breaking ball, backdoor, beautifully executed by Rochon over the outside corner for a called strike 1. 1-1 the count with the bases empty. And 1 out here in the bottom of the second. No score between the Pioneers and the Red Wings. Swing and a miss on a high fastball from Rochon. So nice pitch sequence there. Goes with the backdoor slider right to a high fastball. And now he'll look to retire Freeman. He comes set right side of the rubber. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses off the plate. 2-2. Here's Rochon's 2-2 with 1 out. And it's fouled back. Freeman stays alive. Rochon comes set right side of the rubber. Kicks and fires the 2-2 with 1 out. A swing and a miss. High fastball. Gets Freeman a chase. 2 down in the bottom of the second. Already the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Garrett. So with 2 outs and the bases empty, that'll bring up the catcher, Zane Barron. Barron, the sophomore catcher from Daytona Beach, Florida, an attendee of Hillsborough Community College, digs in from the right side against Rochon. Garrett looking to complete his second clean inning of work. Delivers in a breaking ball for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 with 2 outs. Check swing by Barron in the dirt. Confirmation with the field umpire says no swing, a ball and a strike. Rochon kicks and fires. Fastball misses high. 2-1 the count to Barron. Barron on the season batting .250. He's appeared in 3 ball games, 4 at-bats. As Rochon come out of the stretch position, kicks and fires from the right side of the rubber. And the 2-1 misses outside. Rochon a little puzzled with that call. It's a 3-1 count with 2 outs. Rochon definitely thought he had a call and strike there. Did not get it. 3-1 offering. And a high pop-up. So that'll get Rochon out of the inning. Liam O'Neill at shortstop. The call and the catch. And the sign is retired effectively in order 1-2-3. No runs and no hits, no errors, and no runner stranded on base. We've played 2 in Geneva. No score between the Pioneers and Red Wings here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Top of the third inning. On tap here between the Pioneers and the Red Wings. No score. As Dylan Fadovich, left-handed hitting center fielder for the Pioneers, gets to dig in. It'll be the top three in the Pioneers order. Fadovich followed by Grimesti and Simmons to lead things off here in the third. Michael Bokas kicks and fires. Fastball misses off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Bokas so far in the ball game has hit 2 batters, walked 2, but only a hit for Elmira. They haven't been able to make good of it yet. Stranded 5 runners on base. Bokas misses inside. Ball 2 to Fadovich. Bokas fires, and it misses inside once again. It's 3-0 the count, righty on lefty matchup. Bokas winds and fires, outside corner for a called strike. Looks like he took a little bit off that in Bokas. Might have been a change up there. As it just grazes the outer half. Now Fadovich slaps it down the left field line, foul into the Pioneers bullpen, out of play. So from 3-0 to a full count. Bases empty here in the top of the third. Fadovich popped up to Santana at third to lead off the ball game. It'll be a payoff pitch coming with nobody out. Kicking and firing inside, missing with a fastball, is Bokas, as he was trying to execute to the Pioneers' leadoff hitter over the inside corner, was unable to. So a leadoff base runner in the inning for the Pios. Here comes TJ Grimesti, who got plunked on a full count his first trip to the plate in the top of the first. He'll bat from the right side against Bokas. Fadovich has speed. He'll lead 10 to 12 feet off the first base bag with nobody out. Bokas fires Grimesti, a line drive into left field for a base hit. In one hop, just in front of Freeman. He'll get it back in quickly. So here comes the third baseman, John Simmons, who singled in his first trip to the plate. Santana will play in the corner at third in anticipation of a regular double play depth. Outfield at medium depth bag.